Say, little number, where you been at? I'm just passing the breeze. I've been running.
The short answer to this question is probably not, mostly because of what I see on the right. I see some damaged webbing, and I did have an experience once at an anchor where it was a V coming down from the anchor, and one side broke when my partner weighted it due to sun damage on the webbing. So let's talk about webbing for a few minutes. You really have flat webbing and you have tubular webbing. And within tubular webbing, you have climb spec and you have mil spec. Let's talk about flat webbing first. Okay, so flat webbing is solid. There's no tube. It's not a hose like tubular webbing. Flat webbing tends to be a little stiffer and a little bit more abrasive resistant. It's, you know, there's some brand differences, but you can assume that flat webbing, 1-inch flat webbing, has approximately 43 kilonewtons worth of strength. It's pretty good. The problem is that the stiffness makes it hard to knot, and so it's not really used as much in climbing applications as, you know, maybe we might want it to be. With tubular webbing, as I mentioned, we have climb spec and mil spec, and those are two different things, and you can recognize it by the patterns on the webbing itself. Mil spec has this kind of rougher texture to it, whereas climb tech has a finer weave. It's just tighter, more rounded edges. It looks cleaner than the mil spec webbing. Climb spec generally tests a bit stronger than mil spec when it comes to webbing as well. I'm going to read two paragraphs from the AMGA single pitch manual, which I co-authored with Bob Gaines, and the new version, also Andrew Magus Russell was involved. We're going to go ahead and read this. The Blue Water Company, known for manufacturing high-quality webbing, says its climb spec tubular nylon webbing outperforms normal military spec webbing in strength, flexibility, knotability, and durability. There's a minimum exposure to individual fibers as a result of high thread count and fine weave pattern. Blue Water's 1-inch climb spec webbing has been tested to over 6,000 pounds loop strength when tied with a water knot. The Sterling Rope Company's version of climb spec webbing is called Tech Tape, with a dense smooth weave for ease of knotting and a minimum tensile breaking strength of 4,000 pounds. Pre-sewn nylon slings are typically sold in 11/16 inch, 18 millimeters width, bar tacked into 24-inch or 48-inch loops with a rating of 22 kilonewtons or 4,946 pounds loop strength. Okay, so that's kind of the breakdown. Now let's get back to this original video. Nylon loses 50 to 60% of its strength in the first 3 years. So this is a picture of a nylon anchor, and you can see it's white, where it's been exposed to the sun. It can feel really crusty. And after that first 3 years, things get worse and worse. I started this by talking about the time my partner broke a sling. We actually cut that sling down, and in the parking lot, we were able to break it again doing a tug of war with it. So over time, the sun just makes it worse and worse, and having knots in it, knots decrease the strength too. So double check, triple check, be super careful about rappelling off of this kind of webbing. And always just, you know, you can always add something and of course take something away if you do add something, but be wary because old anchors can be really hazardous.